Alright, hey guys, 8 by Brian here. Hope you all had an awesome Christmas, and by the time this comes out, I hope you've all had an awesome New Year as well. I am here for my flea market and thrift store pickups and finds for the month of November. I know, right? Crazy, but with Thanksgiving and the Christmas holiday, sorry my videos have been a little bit later coming out than usual, and especially doing some of my Christmas videos throughout the month of December. It's been really hectic, so that's why this took a long time for me to finally get out. For November, I gotta say, this is an absolutely gigantic haul, to the point where I'm gonna have some pictures at the end for stuff that I just had so much. It was just overwhelming to try to show. I mean, like hundreds of pieces that I would have to show. It's like really ridiculous, and I don't even think everything is still going to be in all of those photos. So, a lot of really awesome finds. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it, and I'll show you guys what I got last month. So, I guess I'll start out with some more miscellaneous, like books and just kind of oddball things that I found over November. One of the more interesting things that I found, which is really cool, I picked this up for $2. He is missing an eye. It moves when it's like a, I don't know what you call these, but they're kind of like little hologram things that when you move, they move on like the baseball cards and stuff like that. And this is an old Captain Kangaroo plastic drinking glass, which I thought was really neat, and picked that up for $2. Just really unusual. You don't see a lot of Captain Kangaroo stuff, and I think that's probably from the 60s or maybe the 50s. Probably would say 50s, but at least like 60s to early 70s, and pretty neat. So I thought that was really unique. This was also really neat. I got a lot of great little small finds this month because there was a flea market seller that had a deal where you could fill up a bag for only $1. So I got a ton of stuff. For as much as I got, I paid almost nothing for everything that that I found last month. So this is really cool. I don't remember these growing up, but they were probably around. They were also around in the late 70s. A friend of mine from, you'll see in Nostalgics, Nazar's videos, Star Wars Mike, he told me about these, and these are called Chew Bops. And what it is, it's bubble gum that's shaped like a little record. And this is Fog Hat Tight Shoes, the single that's on there. And they're shaped like little mini records. This is still sealed. And I gotta wonder if you could actually play this. Now you might think that's crazy, but anything that has like a hard surface, there was stuff you get out of pizza boxes and cereal boxes, and you can play that. And I'll bet if this thing wasn't shattered, it sounds like it's broken inside. I'll bet you this would still play. So really cool. And I think with a lot of these smalls that I found, I mean, since I filled up the whole bag for $2, I gave the guy an extra buck because I felt bad because I took so much stuff. Probably like a nickel. Like that's what we're talking about cost per item. So ridiculously cheap. It's just absurd. Also some more odds and ends. Another one of these. Actually picked up another one this month. The little G.I. Joe comics magazines, which are cool. And yeah, they're just like the regular comics, but put into a smaller form. I don't know why they did that. I don't know why they just didn't make a bigger full-size comic. Kind of doesn't make any sense. Also picked up these, which are really cool. I have a lot of these sticker books from like Scholastic and everything like that. These are 2 Garfield books, Garfield the Magician and Garfield's Great Race. And they were like, I think 49 cents or $1 each. And if you've never seen these before, this is why I picked them up. You rarely see these with the stickers inside. Those are almost always gone. So that's what was really cool about this. You can see the pictures, Garfield getting into trouble and stuff. But you know, you're growing up as a kid in the 80s, stickers were totally a thing. So that they were going all over your folder, all over your Trapper Keeper. So that's probably why it's like, you know, anybody watching this is like, oh, what stickers? Who cares? Like, well, you kind of had to experience that to understand just why they were a thing. Speaking of stickers as well, by its lonesome, I think I got in the same pile too for like a nickel. Just a random Garbage Pail Kids card, mouthful, but pretty cool. I have a thing for Garbage Pail Kids cards. I love them. Also, Oddball. I got this for $1. This is really neat. It's a Radio Shack. I've never seen one of these before. It's a Sonic controlled racer called the Lancia Racer, and it has the instructions in it and everything. But it doesn't work like a regular remote control where it sends out a radio signal. It just makes a noise where it just goes pop, pop, and then like until you squeeze it again, it goes forward, and then it'll go backwards. And these things actually go for a decent amount. They go for around like 30 to 40 bucks. Let's see if I can get it out of here without too much problems. Yeah, there's the instructions, everything. But just so you guys can understand what I'm talking about, see, this is the control. And, you know, there's no things to move it forward or backwards. You just go, and you hold it in, and it'll go one way. And you let go of it, and then it'll go another direction. And this is the car. And that little thing on the top is where it hears the sound. So it just totally operates on sound, which is really neat. I mean, it's actually pretty high tech for like, I think this is from the late 70s, early 80s. It was very, very hard to get a date on this because there's no date on the box. So I was just kind of going off of what I found on eBay and things like that. Also, unfortunately, this will have to be in the miscellaneous category because, to my knowledge, I say to my knowledge, there was so much stuff. I'm sure there's probably stuff that I'm forgetting in this video. But I only picked up one video game last month, and but it's a good one for the Atari 800 and Popeye for $5. That's a great arcade classic, so that was a good find. And to find anything for the 400 or the 800 is pretty unusual. Let's see. I guess I'll just move into regular toys and stuff. We'll do all the smalls, then move into everything else. I found a bunch of little charms. I have a whole bunch of other charms you guys probably saw in my Cowtown video, but these were also another part of the lot. A little piano charm. And again, these are really cool, so for like, you know, any people wondering like, oh, why would you collect them? They look like a girl's toy or whatever. It's just, it was a thing of the 80s. Like, you can't put a label on it like that. I just collected it because I remember it growing up, and I think it's cool. And so it's just one of those things, like, you know, where you're like, oh, why would you collect that? That's weird. That's a girl's toy. No, it's not. It's just 80s were a weird time. So anyway, another little dude. This is like a little robot guy. Very cool. And another little robot guy. Make sure I got him. I think he's facing the right way. And they're really neat because even though these were primarily, I guess you could say, like, you know, girls were more interested in those. It's neat that they have robots. So, you know, even with the charms, they were trying to appeal to kids of all ages growing up. Let's see, other interesting stuff that I found. A little Toucan Sam. This is a diving submarine, so it would have been a cereal premium. You would have put baking soda in there, I think, and then it would dive up, and you'd push it down, I think, and then the bubbles would make it come back up to the surface. So it's a really neat, old, like, 80s cereal premium. This is crazy. This is a Crest toothpaste eraser ring. So, like, that's really bizarre and unusual. I didn't even see anything about this online, but this is probably like a mail-away, or like it was probably sealed in plastic when you bought a toothbrush or, you know, a tube of toothpaste or something. This is a Flintstones Fruity Pebbles dinosaur that would have came in a box of cereal. This was really unusual. You don't see these very often. This is a Little Miss. I think this is Little Miss Sunshine from the Mr. Men and Little Miss book series. That was really neat. I found this little Snoopy Whitman's PVC figure. So I guess he probably came with a box of chocolates, probably for Valentine's Day, because he's holding the Whitman's heart. This little guy, I don't know what he is. He's vintage, but I couldn't really find anything on him. He's just this random little happy face guy with a scuba mask on. And he was very cheap. I just didn't know what he was. This was a really cool find. I found this for, I think, $1. This is a little Dragon Ball Z PVC figure, and these go for really, really good money. So for 25 cents, really made out there. I also found a bunch of homies that I couldn't find, so I'll also put a picture with them so that way you guys can see them. I forgot to look for them. Also found a Savage Mondo Blitzer. Done really good with those lately, actually. Some cool old 70s and 80s Burger King and McDonald's toys. This is a little Burger King racer. And it would have had a zip cord you to put in here, and you pull that out, and then that little wheel spins, and it would zip across the table. These were cool. I totally remember going to Burger King with my dad, and it was just this whole weird generation of like Happy Meal toys before you got like licensed stuff in your meals. There were these little plastic kits, and you put them together. They were actually really, really cool. And this is, I believe, a McDonald's one. This is called the Grumble. This might be Burger King, I'm not sure. It's another little car, and what you would do is you would put a balloon on the end of that there, or underneath, possibly, I'm not sure exactly where, but you would fill it up, and then, yeah, you'd put the balloon here, and then the end of it would come out there, and as the balloon would deflate, the car will zip across the table. So another neat little Happy Meal toy. And I think for 50 cents, I also found another little Tommy wind-up, little bear. I don't know if he'll move. He kind of like walks. Let's see if I can get him to go. And there we go, kind of. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's amazing the springs on those even work at all. Yeah, and then see his feet just kind of come back forward. So that kind of works. Probably just needs some oil. Also found some other things in the same lot. This actually still has the old KB toy sticker logo on it. I don't know if there's any of the candy left in here, but it's from the 89, I think, the 89 Batman movie. There would have been like gum in there, so that's really cool. I collect a lot of the old gum canisters. A Twizzlers Makes Mouths Happy PVC figure. Yeah, these were a thing. Go figure. Like I said, the 80s. This was really cool. This is a Toys R Us pencil topper. I couldn't figure out what this was for the life of me with a hole in the side, but it's a little, I think it's supposed to be Jeffrey the Giraffe Toys R Us pencil topper, and with them going out of business, this was kind of sad to find, but also really neat. Pretty cool. Let's see. And then for $3, I also found, I believe this is Luke. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but this is from the Dukes of Hazzard series. It's a Mego Luke figure. So for $3, that's a great deal. He's like a $20 figure, so that's an awesome find. And got a couple of micro machines in the same lot. So again, these were like a nickel a piece. Got a little military car. I have a huge collection of micro machines, so anytime I see them, I always pick them up. I love micro machines. They were one of my favorite toys growing up as a kid. And this little stealth plane, this little stealth bomber. It's very cool. They're really fun. Also found a figure I didn't have before. He is missing. I think he has like the robe, kind of like King Randor, but a Masters of the Universe Prince Adam figure. I think he was $1 or $2. He was really cheap. No, maybe $3, but I want to say $2. I think I paid $2 for him. And I didn't have him. There's always a couple He-Man figures that I don't have, aside from like the ridiculously expensive ones that I'm looking to round out my collection with. So I always like picking them up. And this guy was $2 if I remember correctly. I think so. He was really cheap. I couldn't tell what he was, but he's a advanced Dungeons and Dragons. He's the bad wizard, which I can't remember his name. But there you go. He's missing the robe. But still, again, he's like a $20 figure. It's a really good find. And it just looks really neat. It has a cool look to him. That whole line is a really unique look. Some other figures that I picked up that were neat. I picked up some Hook figures, if you guys remember the classic movie. These are really cool. I got Rufio, who wants to stand here. And these were, I think, $2 a piece. So not bad. And then this guy, I think he's supposed to be Mr. Smee, because I couldn't really find out what pirate he's supposed to be, but he's just one of Hook's crewmates. He's got the parrot on his shoulder and the peg leg. I don't remember Smee having a peg leg, so I don't know who he's supposed to be. If you guys know, help me out there. I can't remember. Also, some other figures I picked up. Picked up another Leonard G.I. Joe figure. Oops. He does not want to stand up. This guy fooled me. I could have sworn he was regular G.I. Joe, but I should have known because of the way the neck is inserted and some of the joints. I don't necessarily dislike Leonard, but I would just rather find Joe, even though I don't even like collecting G.I. Joe that much. You guys can see the neck has kind of like a ball pivot in there, so that's not how G.I. Joe figures. The heads are socketed. They're much different. Also found a Fisher-Price Adventure People Firefighter. These are actually pretty common, but again, it was in that other huge lot of stuff, so, you know, for like a penny or a nickel, you know, why the heck not? Let's see. That almost does it for the little miscellaneous stuff, so let's see. I also picked up some good Transformers this month. Picked up Dirge. I'm pretty sure he's G1. I don't believe he's a reissue. I paid, what did I pay? $15 for him, which is not bad. He's got all of his wings and stuff, so in really good shape. Looks nice. One of the ones I was missing. Sticker wear is really good. And then an awesome deal. What did I pay for him? I think I paid like $5, which is a steal for a G1 Cup. Which, that is awesome. I mean, he's between a $12 to $20 figure all day long, so $5 with absolutely no paint wear, perfect stickers. I am all over that. The rub sign is perfect. Everything on there is absolutely perfect. So gorgeous. One of my best Transformers pickups last month is a G1 Pretenders shell, and this is Octopunch. Now, he doesn't have the figure inside. I wish that would have been incredible, but I paid $3 for him. He does have the front and back, and a lot of times when I'm at a flea markets or really anywhere, you don't even see the complete shell. So I don't really care so much that he doesn't have the figure, because those things are, you know, like $25 figures to begin with. For $3, I'm happy with just finding the shell. That's cool. And also picked up some more Micromasters, and these guys were, I think $2 a piece, if I remember correctly. This guy is missing a little nub for his arm, but you almost can't notice it. This is a little plain. I think these are Autobots. I can't remember. Like, they're not Rescue Force, I don't think. I don't remember which line. There's a lot of lines in Micromasters, but this little thing over here, he's missing that other little fist on the other side. But he's still, when he transforms, he looks good as a plane, and still looks really good. Then this little tank guy here. And he is missing, unfortunately, the little turret on the front, but still overall in good shape. For like $1 or $2, not bad, I think. Alrighty, well, actually I'll save that for just a second. The last miscellaneous thing that I found, and this is a really, really awesome find. This could almost go into some of my finds of the month, but not quite. This is the Brave Star Neutrina laser pistol. And as you guys know, I already found the Brave Star Port Curium playset over the summer. I had this piece already, but this whole gun, I made a new battery cover for. It was missing the cover. Got it working again. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear that. And what this does is you put either like Brave Star or like Tex Hex on this little platform and push that down, and then when you shoot it, it'll reflect and that little thing will pop up. And hopefully I didn't mess that up now, because now that's going to have to kind of pop back up. We'll have to reset that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, it pops up. And then, so when you're shooting at the playset, the other figures have their backpacks and can shoot back. So, it's kind of like, oh, you got him, and like he falls off and is dead. So this is really cool. I only paid $4 for that. And the fact that I already had this part and makes this totally complete, aside from the non-original battery cover, I mean, this is, in its current shape, at least a good $20 toy, maybe a little bit more than that. So that's really cool and pretty unusual to find. Okay, now I will show you guys as much as I can of this. Believe me, this is where it gets ridiculous. I found a ridiculous, huge, insane haul of Ninja Turtles. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, okay, yeah, big deal. Anybody can find Ninja Turtles. They're all over the place. You can't go to a convention without tripping over Ninja Turtles. But these are a lot of super uncommon Ninja Turtles, and plus this month I even found more through December. Whoops, let the cat out of the bag. But these are a lot of later, like 92, 93, 94, once the original, I guess you can almost call them G1 if you want, line of Turtles, because they were released by year, but these were like the very last run of the original Turtles. So I'll show you some of my highlights that I got from the lot, because again, it's probably about 30 to 40 figures, maybe more, plus like 10 vehicles, just a ridiculous amount of Ninja Turtle stuff that it would take me forever to show everything. But like I said earlier, there will be photos so you guys can see everything that I picked up, but I'll just show you some of the highlights of the better stuff that I got out of the lot. We'll start off with a couple of vehicles. This is the, oh boy, now I can't remember. Not the sewer cycle, the foot ski. This is the foot ski. Don't know why that slipped my mind. This is only $2, and this is really nice. Has some really nice stickers on there. All the stickers are there. I love that when the stickers are there. So that's really great. That just completes it, because a lot of times they're worn off. So really nice. Very cool. This is the double barrel plunger gun. Again, really nice stickers. It is missing a piece on the top where there's two panels that are like blast shields. But what you do with this is you pull the plungers back and they pop forward, and so they can like knock over other figures and stuff. And it's a really fun little toy. It's very creative how they designed this, and just really fun. I really like that. Now it's like a couple of bucks, very cheap. This guy, found Tattoo. He's another more rare late issue turtle, and he's not turtle, but in the line figure. He's actually a good guy. I thought he was a bad guy, but he's always missing the stickers. You don't see him with the stickers a lot, so that's why he's a little more uncommon. Most of these figures in their condition, even missing accessories, they're at least in the $5 to $7 range. Some of them are in the $10 to $20 range, so that's why these are the better ones that I'm showing you. One of my best ones that I found that I absolutely love, I found Slash. He is missing one weapon, I believe, but other than that, he's complete. Always loved this guy from the Turtles in Time game with the colors, like the kind of fuchsia purple weapons and the one eye, and just his side being all bent and crooked like that, and the spiked up shell. It's really, really awesome looking with that crazy grin and crazy face. So he's one like this where he's between 17 and 20, the way that he is. Really nice. This guy, oh boy, I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. I'm really trying. I really cannot remember. He has a weird name, but again, he's another one of the He's another one of the late 92, 93 figures. Some really great colors on him. And you can move his eyes like up and down if you pull on the top of his hair there, and his mouth opens and closes. And I'm sure I'll remember his name later on as I'm doing this. Also found Taka, another late release figure in nice shape. Doesn't have any accessories or anything, but still pretty uncommon to come across him. He's probably an $8 figure, give or take. One of my better ones that I found. He's missing a lot of accessories, but he's still, give or take, a $12 to $15 figure. And this is Dr. E, a witch doctor elephant. He is, just look at how cool he is. Just really cool. He's got the headdress, which one little piece is missing off the sides. But I mean, just look at all the detail that went into that figure. Really, really awesome. And also I got a Toon Michelangelo, which I actually found quite a few more of these recently. And these are worth quite a bit of money. He is missing his weapons and accessories, but from the Toon Turtles series. And now what he does is you turn this little wheel, which gets stuck sometimes, gotta help it out. And his tongue comes all the way out. And then you retract it and zoop. His tongue goes back in his mouth. But they're really cool because you can tell, like, with the eyes, they're all buggy. They're really like the cartoons and really neat. And then out of my better figures that I found, I also found the Mega Mutants, but I just didn't want to get those out. It would really have created a mess. Like, again, I found so much. I mean, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. This is Merman, and I believe he was a 94 figure, at least 93. I'm sorry, 92. So between 92 and 93. And even without his accessories, he's like a $20 to $30 figure. Very, very, very rare TMNT figure. And again, he's also a good guy. Coloring's really weird, very shiny, but very, very cool. And then I also found a giant-sized turtle. I already had Michelangelo, but now I have Donatello, and I might have already found something else for my next month's finds as well. Like I said, I found a ton of turtles between November and this month. But he was $5 in pretty good shape. I love these big ones. They're so hard to find with the weapons and the belts, but really, really cool. And let's see, I think that's going to do it for my regular finds of the month. So now I'll show you guys my runner-up finds of the month and my find of the month. So my runner-up finds of the month, that would be a boxed Z-Bots Fang Fighter. It is missing a little tip on the wing and the missiles, but other than that, it is pretty complete. And the fact that it has the box is pretty rare. Even in its current condition, I'll show you guys what it looks like here. It's still about a good 20, close to $30 toy because it's a pretty rare play set for the Z-Bots series. So it just needs one foot on the bottom, missing some missiles, and then there's a tip of the wing here. But when you open it up, it's just so cool. This opens up like this. And let's see, that goes up. Stuck. Okay. Where did this come off of? I don't know where that came off. That's a wing that fell off somewhere. I don't know where. But this is like a little gun turret, and there'd be a missile that would go in there, so that turns around. And that should be standing up better. I don't have that socketed in right. Come on. There we go. And the teeth, so when it's like a spaceship. And just a really cool toy. I mean, missing pieces or not, I mean, it's still really cool. So it's missing this other wing here, the missiles, and then one foot. But hopefully I can find those later on down the road. And this was, I think like $3 maybe? Pretty cheap. Definitely not more than like $5. I don't think I paid more than $5. I found it at a local Goodwill. So every now and then you still can find stuff at Goodwill's. It is getting a little bit harder, but I think sometimes you just kind of have to get lucky. Now, it's amazing to say this is going to be a runner-up find of the month because this is so amazing. This should be a find of the month, but I found something so ridiculously unbelievable you guys will go out of your minds when you see it. But this is... Oof. There's two pieces to this, so I will show you guys it in sections. Hopefully you can get a good look at it. This is a 1979, I believe, Lego set, and this is an Exxon Lego play set. I wish that it had the box, but let's see. Hopefully you guys will be able to see everything here. I added some of my own pieces to give it like a little bit of flair and everything, but as far as all the original Exxon pieces, they're all there. You have the pumps here, the little stickers that say no smoking and turn off your engine, the oil cans, the tire rack, the little figures in their cars, or they even have on their shirts the Exxon logo. The hoods open up here, so you can pretend they're working on the engine. The doors open up. What's really neat too is there's a hole on the side here, that little peg, and you can pull these little hoses out, and you can pretend like they're gassing up, and they go back in the pumps. Has this awesome Exxon tanker, which I couldn't believe it had all the stickers. I had to re-glue them, but this is complete. Try to balance that so you guys can see it there. All the lights and everything on the front, and even the little hatch underneath. Sorry, really hard to do this with only one free hand. Opens up. Oh no, don't come apart. And there's a hose inside where you can pretend like he's refueling the gas station. And it's really cool too because especially these bricks, I'm sure these must get lost all the time. Where they say happy motoring on the side and the stickers, so that makes it really, really unusual to find. Came with this other little yellow card, it's part of the set. So that goes on this lift to where you have the mechanic in the back. Ugh, this is very, very hard to move and show. I'm really, really trying here, guys. Bear with me. I do not want this to crash on the floor. But let's see if I can give you guys a good look at it. There you go. You can see the mechanic. He's working on the car there. And then around the back, you have the store with the cash register, the oil cans, a little subway map on the side. And then on the top, you have the Exxon sign. I cannot believe I'm balancing this as well as I am. The Exxon sign up top here. We got a car almost made an escape. The Exxon sign. The other little happy motoring sign in the back here. So that's that. Believe me, I'm not done with this yet. And then there was also this. Now again, with the rest of the set that it came with, I'd say 50% of these are original Legos. Some are ones that I just put with it. The trees are original. These are a mix of new and old Legos. Obviously, these figures are new Legos. I just wanted to kind of complete the scene. This little tow truck is vintage. Half of these are vintage for the garage. There's a little lift to where you can pretend you're working on the garage, and you have the little office. Oh, there goes the tow truck, little office back there. And the dump truck is mainly vintage. Homer, of course, is not. All the doors open up there. The windows all open up. Hopefully you guys can see that really well. And, oh my goodness. I knew that was going to happen. I'm fighting wheels here, you know? And I also got two police boats. Again, the roof and stuff. These are some mismatched Legos, but the rest of it is all pretty much original, like the little Lego figure. The police officer is in there. Most of the lights are original. And this police boat set would have been from the early 80s. And there's a second one, but it's just very plain, not very interesting. And a really cool thing about this is it has the instructions, which was a big help because I got to admit I spent a lot of time playing with these and putting them together. So it has the original instruction sheets. That's crazy that they're there. And this is for the other one, like I said, the little garage. So I didn't have all the correct bricks, but I was still able to assemble it so that way it looked pretty accurate. And just the Exxon part of it by itself, that goes for around, I believe, 75 to 90. That was my most expensive purchase of the month. That whole thing, plus some other things, was like 28 bucks. So I mean, that's still a steal for something that goes for like 100 plus. Just finding all the pieces is amazing. But even that is still just the runner-up find of the month. My find of the month, which is absolutely ridiculous. I almost passed out when I saw this. This is just unbelievable. Just one of those holy grail finds you should never come across in a million years, especially not at a flea market. This is the 1993 Tiger Inspector Gadget Mobile. And some of you are probably asking, okay, so what's the big deal about that? Well, to tell you what the big deal about this is, the Tiger line of Inspector Gadget PVC action figures and playsets and toys are unbelievably rare. This car, boxed, this is complete except for the little steering wheel is missing, but even that's not a big deal because this is just something you should not be able to find anywhere regardless. I go to toy conventions. I've never even seen this one in toy conventions or toy stores. That is how ridiculously rare this is. And I mean rare. I say rare all the time, but I am not kidding. This is phenomenally rare. Sealed goes for around $1,300. Box goes for $500. In its current condition now, this is probably worth around $250. Maybe a little more than that if I really wanted to push it. But it's a very, very limited run of toys. The only thing rarer than this is the Dr. Claw car, and that goes for probably like $2,000 in box. It's absolutely absurd. And you have this here, which would capture like Dr. Claw or the Mad Agents with the little grabber in the front. And what this does is it transforms. Well, this is in its police car mode now, but you would flip the back part out and push this in. And then the front part here, this moves in. It's very tricky to do because of these very, very delicate moving pieces. That folds in. Make sure I'm doing this right so I don't break this thing. Oh, there we go. So that's all the way in. Come on, there we go. Then see the car comes back together, and then you flip the roof over, and it goes from police car to gadget mobile. And yeah, this is just unbelievable. I mean, do yourself a favor, do the homework, look it up on eBay. You'll barely find one even listed for sale within a year. This is just incredible. I found stuff that has more sentimental value to me over the year, but this is just crazy. I mean, this is right on par with like finding Fort Max, finding Eternia parts. This is ridiculous. This is something you just should not come across and should not be able to find. And I paid a whopping $5 for this. So that's probably my find of the year right there, and what a no better find to end 2018 on than with this awesome Inspector Gadget car. So guys, that is going to do it for my pickups for November for all my thrift store, flea market, what have you finds that I just found in my adventures around. As I said before, you guys always please send me your pictures on my Twitter, on my Facebook page, at 8bytebrian on Twitter, at King of Retro on Facebook. I love to see what you guys find. I love to hear the stories behind all the toys and just see what amazing things you guys are finding out there. And until next month, guys, happy hunting and have a great new year.
Hey guys, if you liked the video that you just watched, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and you can follow me at Facebook at King of Retro or Twitter at #8BiteBrian. See you next time!